So let's go to our next game of the day and the last one. Brentford are home to Chelsea. According to you, a man came, you say, Oyite Aburonyafia. Chelsea again looked good in the eye, created a few chances as usual, couldn't take them. Eventually, Jackson took the more difficult one. Chelsea couldn't hold it, and they even went behind. And of course, eventually rescuing 1 point at the end of the game. It's becoming boring talking about Chelsea, but I mean, we have to do what we have to do. Brentford was a very big, and they had a chance. Brentford even had a chance to go 3-1 at some point during the game, and somehow they scuffled the chance. Ugum, what was your overall thought about this game? I don't even know what to say about Chelsea anymore.
Well, yeah, what's been happening to them is not a flash in the pan. It's not a one-off thing. Chelsea will need time to sort themselves out. We are just seeing more of the same. They looked like world beaters against Manchester City. Since then, they've struggled to beat or to even match up with sides that are way below Manchester City in terms of quality and in terms of production. So, yeah, I really don't know. They have the same players playing. I think that Pochettino really needs to, I'm sure he can't wait for the summer. If he stays in that role till the summer, he needs to get his team together. You know, they look like they are bereft of confidence, number one. They lack organizational structure, number two. And they look like, even to an extent, strangers to each other. In some games, they click and you see the ball moving. In some other games, they look like you just assembled a bunch of boys from the streets and asked and gave them blue uniforms to come and play, you know? And you wonder what's going on. These guys, all of them cost so much money. So I hope, for the sake of Chelsea and their fans, that they really get it together as soon as possible. Because the way it's going right now, I don't know what their position is. Probably...
they're still where they are.
They haven't gotten anywhere close to... have they entered the top 10 yet?
Yeah, they've been on 10th. That's where the Chelsea is on 11th now. After today's games.
Yeah, so it's just strange. The time we are fast running out of games for them to get up to that table and at least try to get into Europe. Right now, that dream of getting into Europe, it seems like a pipe dream. But they immediately need to at least look presentable on the pitch, like a proper team that they spent so much money to build. Right now, they don't look anywhere close to that.
Yes, Kofta, I know your emotions towards Chelsea, but there was a video. I don't know if you've seen that video I released recently. I don't know if you saw it as well on Jorginho. I was saying that Chelsea should go and find a way and bring Jorginho back into that team or somebody in that fold. Reason being that they need somebody in the middle of that park to be like the coach on the field for these players. Somebody that will structure this team, that will be the coach's eye, interpret the coach's philosophy to the players. Just like in Arsenal, when Jorginho plays for Arsenal, you see Odegaard, you see Saka and McLean, all these boys, they play differently. Because Jorginho is a master in rotating play from the middle. So I was saying that Chelsea should go and get Jorginho back. Or find a player in that fold, in that their midfield. If you remember when Thiago Silva was fit and was playing every week, defensively Chelsea was strong because he was able to organize the back end of the pitch for Chelsea. So I think they lack somebody in that midfield. I don't know if he shared the same emotion. Do you think Jorginho, I know he's out of contract at the end of this season. I thought I would not let him go, but I mean, he used to play for Chelsea. Should they find a way and get him back? Do you think it will help Poch to get somebody in Jorginho's fold in that middle, or even up top, to help them coordinate these players? Because it looks like they have a lot of energy, but there's no structure and there's no confidence in the way the girls are playing.
No, my own idea is different. If I have my way to advise whoever is close to them, to the Chelsea people, their management, not even Poch, because You see, like we talked about Klopp. I think as a coach, your personality affects how you play the game of football. That is what is happening to Chelsea, because I have looked at it from different angles and I can't come up with any other thing than, like, today, after seeing that game today, when Justin scored that goal, I was so happy for the guy, at least our African brother. But again, when he started dancing that Michael Jackson movement again, I was like, who is this guy? Is he actually a footballer? And I think there is something like what Ateta did in Arsenal when he came, is to identify the problem. I think there is a bigger problem in the dressing room. None of those boys are playing for each other. You get the ball, you want to score, and you're forgetting that you need to make passes moving forward before you score this goal. Now, I ask this question again. Again, they've seen it, like what Ugun said. They're not going to make Europe. They're not going to make anything. The Carabao Cup, which would have been their best bet, is over. Then are they going to go for the FA? So they're not playing for anything. Maybe they've decided to, okay, at where we are now, people can say whatever they want to say. We can't help it. Let's go to the end of the season, wherever we see ourselves, because we keep talking about 11-10, 11-10. Mind you, the people behind them, they are coming with force. And if eventually they go beyond where they are now, they can't make Europe, they can't make anything. So, to me, I think they've given up. That is just the thing. I think they've given up. Now, they need to sell some players to buy whoever they are planning to buy. But to me, that squad can win any team. If I think Porsche, again, is being too soft on them. Because if you are not being soft on these guys, you should go back on the training ground, have a formation. By now, this is almost coming towards the end of the season. How many matches to go? How many games to go? You still don't have the formation you are playing up till now. Sometimes when they are playing, I don't know who is their number 8. I don't know who is their number 10. I don't even understand Jackson. So you see that, I'm saying it not because I'm not, every Chelsea fan, you can see in our own forum, the Chelsea fans there, before they were arguing, now they've come to realize that what we are telling them then is they are the one arguing over the whole thing now. Yes, it's not going to go better.
Choma, welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. I know it's midnight in Nigeria now. Thanks one more time for stopping by. Let me ask you quickly. Today, I don't know if you watched the game. I kind of felt that, contrary to what we have been seeing before, Chelsea actually made effort today. The players fought. They had a different attitude. I could even see a different body language from Poch today. It was a little bit animated on the touchline. So you could see, and this is how they got the equalizer. Disasi continued to stay up there and eventually got the equalizer. I don't know. Do you think there's a little bit of attitude change, or is it that the players have suddenly realized that the season is running away from them and they have no choice than to give it a go? Do you think Chelsea, if they sustain the attitude they had today, they could get something out of the season?
No, I think it's a flip. It's a flip. It's like when you're playing at a children's bazaar, you keep trying your luck to win something. So you have to make many spins at the wheel, hoping that the arrow points to, maybe candy or anything. I think Cam just did everything. Like, these guys, there's a complete disconnect. They don't know where they're going to or coming from. There's this adage they said is the person that knows where the rain started beating him. I don't know how they finish it anymore, but I know how to say it anymore. Like, you don't know, they don't know the origin of their problem. And Personally, I would want to go back to, the captainship. I know some people don't want to talk about it, it's water under the bridge. But the disconnect started for me from there. Okay. I get the whole James obsession, if that's the right word to use. But you would have just given that handband to the Brazilian elder statesman in your team. Since that's what you have next to somebody with experience, exposure, passion for the game, and understanding. Imagine us saying they should take Giorgio, but anything that will bring Chelsea around Emirates or even anything that's smelling like it, I don't want to hear it. They will never take Giorgio. Instead, we send him to Italy to retire at home because they don't deserve him. If you're going to lose players like Azili Quetta, I hope I'm saying his name right, and you're going to lose players like Giorgio, you better have somebody that you want to put as a figurehead in the dressing room. Look at what is his name?
Let Kante go.
You let people like that go. What do you want to do with Dasisi? You're looking at jersey numbers. You're seeing Chukwuemeka. All of them are just there. Do they think it's an academy? If they want to become an academy, we are all in support. If that's what they want to do, because as far as I'm concerned, with the attitude that they are putting up, they don't have any business in the Premier League for 3 years. They have to close shop. So if we think that they played football today, it's because it was a fluke. The wheel just spun towards them, and they happened to show some.
And maybe because it was a London derby as well. Maybe that's the pride and stuff was what.
Let's see that derby something. Those boys did not derby anything today. They need to grow some. How do they call it in Mexico now? I think it's cojones, some balls actually, and do something.
Let me ask you right quick. Let me touch base with you. There's something that just a question somebody said I should pose. I was watching a program the other day. I think Malan Sarr. There's one Sarr guy that's a defender for Chelsea. Somebody was saying that Sarr is on 120 or 140? Paul doesn't even remember, don't even know his name. And that guy earns way more than about 8 players in the starting 11 of Chelsea. You can mention something about there should be something wrong in the dressing room. You think stuff like this could be an issue? Chelsea gave these guys 8 years contracts, most of them. But when you really check it, the guys that got these new bumper deals are not performing for the team. And the majority of the guys that are playing are not earning up to what. Do you think that might be that kind of is it an issue? Could it be an issue in the dressing room and of course affecting?
Yes, I think.
And bearing in mind, while you answer that, last time we had this show, we can mention something about Gallagher and this English player. I think they're playing for a new contract. Gallagher at the beginning of this season was, if you watch him now in Chelsea, he is forcing himself at any given chance to get into scoring chance. Maybe he's playing for him. He just wants to score and let it be that he's performing right now to get his new contract.
I think there's something there. There's something there. Thinking about it, it's an experiment that nobody has ever tried before now. Having a squad of players on 8-year contracts, quite a few of them. This is the first time it's being done, all in the bid to escape FFP rules. So Chelsea is definitely an experiment that we are watching and seeing how players respond to those kind of contracts, how their fellow players that were there before them will respond to those kind of contracts, how it translates onto the field. And we can see that if the team is not performing, it will not be far-fetched to say that this may be a factor. I want to, thinking about it, I think, I've never really thought of it that way, that these guys that came in with long contracts know they are secure and probably are not motivated to prove themselves really quickly in order to qualify for the next contract.
Then a player like Sarr, like I said, who's not even getting a look in, is earning, I think, 120 or 140. And if you check the salary of Thiago Silva and about 7 or 8 other Chelsea players. I can't remember all of them right now. The guy earns more than them, and he hasn't. I don't think he has played 2 games this season for Chelsea. Not because he's injured, but Paul doesn't just want to use him. So, why would somebody now go into the pitch and want to kill himself? So it looks like Nkem mentioned, some of these players are actually playing for themselves, trying to get a look in from elsewhere and get away from the team, as against sticking to the team plan. I don't know if anybody has anything to add to that.
Yeah, I think like Choma mentioned when you said derby, do you know from Brentford is a community team like West London? Yeah, from Chelsea to Brentford is like from Arsenal to Tottenham, just that kind of boundary, And like you talk about pride in the world of football, it's difficult to start comparing Chelsea, Brentford. You see, Brentford came there. Brentford were playing. They weren't playing for a draw. Look at that game. They weren't playing for a draw. They were there to win the game because they know that there is nothing is going to happen. Like derby is something you hear. Like tomorrow, Man City, the whole city will be shaking. I'll tell you, today, some Chelsea fans didn't even know there was a match because they've given up. Even their fans, even the player. That's what I'm saying. Because to them, they keep asking, like so many of them after the Carabao Cup final, they said it's all over because we just have to wait for next season and see if they have any plan. In my mind and in my opinion, I hate when coaches, I said it here before, I don't like coaches losing their jobs. But if I'm to advise the owner of Chelsea, the money era is over. Go back and get a team, get a coach. Posh is not going to take these people far because the idea of he's good with young talent and all that, you cannot prove it. You can only prove it with people like Arteta. You've seen that done it. Posh was in Tottenham. There was no young developed. He developed only 1 or 2 players. That was an already made team he made there. So if Chelsea want to go through this dimension, I think they should look for a suitable coach that can trim that team down. Like you see Nkuku, this, that. These guys are individual talents. They need somebody to blend them. If you watch Sterling at every time Sterling is playing in that team, I think Sterling is trying to tell them, I'm in a different class, you guys. I've been there, I've won it, I've done it. So I'm here to help.
Which is not sometimes will not be bad if the players accept it. But like when you hear former Chelsea players talk about Hazard,
a team game.
To talk about Hazard in the past, they all knew that Hazard could bail them out of games. He didn't train well, from what we have been hearing. Watching the Obi-Wan podcast, all of them are saying it. John Terry, everybody's saying it about Hazard. But the thing is that everybody still respected him and they looked up to him, and he bailed them out. So it might not be bad for Sterling to have that mentality. But the issue is, do the other teammates, do they accept that fact, and do you actually deliver?
But it's a teamwork. It's a team game. Because sometimes he's running to go and score that goal. And again, he knows that by the time he passed that ball to Michael Jackson, he will start dancing music. So why passing to him? So because I don't even know why Posh keep. You know what happened to Uber in Arsenal? Sometimes you have to, like, Jackson knows that come next Saturday he's gonna be on that team.
This striker.
Yes. So, and I don't know why he is still there. I don't know why. Are we seeing something different, and Posh is seeing something different?
Yeah, so just like you said, even Posh, the body language doesn't look like somebody that is convinced that the project is going to work. To round up, I know this question we ask it every weekend, but we have to keep asking it. What is there any hope for Chelsea? Just to round up quickly, do you think that because Poch was there for the summer with these boys, he didn't come in and maybe the season started. He spent the whole summer with them, which he had a chance to at least start something and build on. It doesn't look like he was there for the summer. So, do you think that there's any hope for Chelsea? Chelsea fans, believe that something could happen next season, because all this next season where they will try again. I don't even see where it's going to come from, because when the coach comes into a team, regardless of what happens, you can see what he's trying to do. Maybe it doesn't work this season. Next season it will work. But right now, I can't even see what Poch is working on. According to what understood, I can't see what he's cooking. If he's amala or egusi.
So if I remember right, during the summer, what I complained about, or what I thought puzzled me, was the direction of the signings. I don't think Poch was really involved in determining who to sign. They may have said, hey, we're signing this player to him, but I don't think he took a very active part in identifying the talents, building the people that he needed to use to play the way he wants to play. So it boils down to the same thing that I said in our last time we discussed this thing. Chelsea will need structural change at the back office. That's the only thing that will help the club get back to where they were before. Get a proper director of football. Get a proper chief scout to work with that director of football. Todd Bowley cannot be the director of football because there's nothing, and that's the problem that they have. Todd Bowley, I just found out the other day that Todd Bowley is the director of football for Chelsea. That says it all,
Welcome. He took over from
it's just like
now.
making me director of football and NFL team. Well, Chelsea fans, you heard it there. I know you guys are also tired of talking about it, but please let us know what you think. What's the way forward for Chelsea? Ugo has said that they need to get it together at the back end, of course, which is normal. And there has to be a synergy between the director of football, the coach, and the scout, and of course the players. Everybody needs to head in the same direction for you to get a result. But it's looking like both on the pitch. I remember Kopama at the beginning of this season looked like a light for the team. Right now, he's missing chances and can't even,
because he's in the mix of people that don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's really crazy. So Chelsea fans, let us know what you think about your team. They almost went ran away with 3 points today. Chelsea, like Ikem mentioned, is not more than 10 points from relegation zone, and they have been struggling to get results against teams that are below them. So if that's the case, is there a chance that Chelsea could be dragged to the relegation battle this season? It's just two games away. You're staring relegation in the eye from where Chelsea is right now, which is a worry for Chelsea fans and anybody that is involved with Chelsea. So let us know what you think about that. We'll look forward to tomorrow, the derby, like Nkem mentioned, Manchester United against Manchester City. This one is usually it's really a derby, because no matter how good Man City looks, whenever they're playing against United, you can't really say what it's going to be. Sometimes Man United have blown them away. Sometimes they blow Man United away. Sometimes they end in a draw. It's going to be a one that's going to be keenly watched tomorrow because of the involvement of that game, how it relates to the top end of the table, because Arsenal is expected to win on Monday against Sheffield United. If they do and City doesn't win tomorrow, then the narrative will change again. And then if City wins, it continues to make the title charge intriguing. Of course, if United loses tomorrow as well, the more questions will start to be asked against Ten Hag, who lost last week against Fulham. So it's going to be a very tricky, interesting, and evenly poised one tomorrow. We'll put our eyes on that one. I will not miss that game. I don't expect you guys to win it, lose it as well. We'll miss it. We'll see how that pans out. By Monday, the Premier League up top, Aston Villa, like I said, is putting pressure on the top three. Tottenham won today again. So there's so much to play for in the league from now to the end of the season. The running is looking very interesting. At the bottom end as well is tight down there. So it's really EPL is EPL again this season, and we look forward to seeing more interesting and intriguing games. Guys, thank you for stopping by. Choma, thank you very much, and we'll continue to punish. I know we'll cost your sleep. Go back to go back to sleep and get some rest. Kofta, thank you for giving us the words on the street there in London, the headquarters of football, the origin of the beautiful game. We hope to see you tomorrow after the Manchester Derby to see how that one panned out, and we'll go from there. Thank you guys, and have a good night.